The kingdom of Eldoria was a land of peace. Rolling hills met lush forests. Sparkling rivers flowed towards a distant, shimmering sea. The people were happy. They knew only joy and prosperity. This was thanks to their ruler, King Alaric. Alaric was a good and just king. He ruled with wisdom and courage. He cared deeply for his people. He listened to their concerns. He protected them from harm. He ensured that justice prevailed throughout the land. His reign was a time of peace and abundance. The people loved their king. They knew they were fortunate to have him as their ruler. They would gladly follow him, even into the heart of danger. For they knew that Alaric would always protect them. He was their shield against the storm. Under Alaric's wise rule, Eldoria flourished. It became a beacon of hope in a world often shrouded in darkness. The kingdom stood strong, its spirit unbreakable. For at its heart was a king who embodied justice, wisdom, and unwavering courage. Alaric had a loyal companion. His name was Bravian, a magnificent warhorse. Bravian was no ordinary steed. He was the noblest in the land. His coat shone like polished ebony. His mane flowed like a silver waterfall. His eyes were bright and intelligent. Bravian was more than just a horse to Alaric. He was a friend, a confidant, a protector. They had been together since Bravian was a foal. They had trained together. They had fought side by side in many battles. They shared a bond that ran deeper than words. Often Alaric would ride Bravian through the kingdom. He needed no guards, for Bravian was fiercer than any beast and swifter than any arrow. They would ride for hours, speaking little, yet understanding each other perfectly. It was a friendship born of mutual respect and unwavering loyalty. The people of Eldoria whispered of the bond between their king and his steed. Some said that Bravian could understand Alaric's thoughts. Others claimed that the horse was a magical creature sent to protect their beloved king. Whatever the truth, one thing was certain. Alaric and Bravian were inseparable. Their bond was a testament to the power of friendship, loyalty, and love between a man and his animal. It was a bond that would be tested in the fires of war, a bond that would ultimately become legend. One day, a shadow fell over the kingdom of Eldoria. Whispers of war began to spread like wildfire. Neighboring kingdoms, envious of Eldoria's prosperity, were amassing armies at their borders. Their eyes glinted with greed. Their hearts were filled with malice. They sought to claim Eldoria's riches for themselves. Alaric received reports of these hostile maneuvers, his brow furrowed with concern. He knew that war, though a terrible thing, was sometimes unavoidable. He had hoped that his reign would be marked by peace, but he was no stranger to battle. He would defend his kingdom with his very last breath. He summoned his advisors. They gathered in the grand hall of his castle. The mood was somber. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily upon them. They debated long into the night. Should they strengthen their defenses and prepare for a siege, or should they strike preemptively, catching their enemies off guard? Alaric listened patiently to his advisors. He weighed their arguments carefully. He knew that the fate of Eldoria hung in the balance. He paced back and forth, the weight of the kingdom heavy on his shoulders. Finally, he made his decision. Eldoria would not cower behind walls. They would meet their enemies head-on. They would fight for their freedom. They would fight for their king. The call to arms reverberated through the kingdom. From every village, every town, men answered their king's summons. Blacksmiths worked day and night, forging swords, axes, and spears. Farmers left their fields, their sons at their side, ready to defend their homeland. A spirit of determination filled the air. Fear was a distant whisper, drowned out by the thundering drums of war. Alaric, clad in shining armor, addressed his men. His voice, though firm, was laced with sadness. He knew the cost of war, the blood that would be spilled, the lives that would be lost. But he also knew that freedom was not free. It had to be defended, even at a terrible price. His words resonated with the soldiers. They cheered, raising their weapons high. They were ready to lay down their lives for their king, for their families, for Eldoria. The sight of their unity, their unwavering loyalty, filled Alaric with a bittersweet pride. He knew that he could trust these men to fight bravely. Little did he know that trust would be so cruelly betrayed. Bravian, sensing his master's somber mood, pawed the ground impatiently. War was in the air, and the noble steed was eager to be on the battlefield. Alaric patted Bravian's neck, drawing comfort from the animal's unwavering loyalty. "Soon, my friend," he thought, "soon we ride to war." With heavy hearts but resolute spirits, the army of Eldoria marched towards their destiny. The fate of their kingdom, their homes, their loved ones rested on their shoulders. They marched as one, a force to be reckoned with, their courage fueled by the righteousness of their cause. The time for diplomacy was over. The hour of the sword was at hand.